Alright, let's take a look at the three types of linear equations that you're going to see. They're not really types so much as basically the different formats that you might run into. So to jump into it, they are called, the first and most useful, my favorite, is called the Slope-Intercept form. We discussed this a little bit before. What this essentially is, as the package suggests, you would take the equation would look like this. Y equals 3/2 x minus 1. So this is for me, it has become the default way of looking at an equation. And I think it is the easiest way of looking at an equation. It's like if you try and learn a second language, you're always going to think in your first language. You know what I mean? So this is how I see slope-intercept form. It's very easy. What this gives you is, it gives you the relationship, and it immediately tells you the slope of the graph, which is very useful, and the y-intercept, which is also helpful. As I've discussed, this is sort of the slope, so that's just the rise over the run, and this gives you the y-intercept. Very useful, very helpful. I would suggest you put your equations in this form whenever you get a chance. The second form of equation is, alright, let's take this, it's called point-slope form. You know what, let's just do this, point-slope form. So point-slope form, let's underline these things. So with this, oh, you know what, let's go back for a second. I'm so sorry. Let's give the general format of the slope-intercept form. That would be y equals mx plus b. This is how you would describe it. And so the slope is m, the intercept is b. Pretty self-explanatory, very neat format. Point-slope form, right? Let us look. Basically, it's in this format. Let's actually do this first. Y, oh, no, y, not what I wanted. Damn it. Professionalism. Y minus y1, I'll get to that, what that means, equals m x minus x1. So what is y and what is y and y1, x and x1 in this context? Basically, this is where x1, y1 is a point on the graph. Also a very helpful format, right? So basically, you still have your slope of m, and you also get a free point out of this format. So let's look at this equation. Y equals 3/2 x minus 1, right? You take a point on that graph. So a point on the graph would be plug in x equals 2 for the sake of it, right? So y equals 3/2, 2 minus 1, y equals 3 minus 1, y equals 2. So you have the point 2, 2. So to plug that into this format, right, you get y minus, it's important to know, y minus 2, right? You're not, it's going to be y minus this number. So if it was a negative 2, you would say y plus 2. So y minus 2 equals, and we know our slope is 3/2 x minus 2, and you're done. This is also a valid format of equation. Finally, the third kind is, don't use this one. Don't use this one, guys. It's so rare when you're ever going to need to use this, but it's called standard form. And it's useful for one thing, and it's not very helpful at that. So what standard form is it's in this format. A x plus by equals c, where a and b are some constants. I don't understand why this exists or why it's taught in schools, but we're going to go over it anyway just for the sake of it. So we got to figure out what a and b are, so that means we'll take our slope-intercept form and we'll shove the x and y onto one side, right? So I think the easiest way to do that is to say y equals 3/2 x minus 1. Let's move the y over here, so minus y, and like we can actually add 1 to both sides at the same time, but for the sake of it, 0 equals 3/2 x minus 1 minus y. Add 1. I don't know why I'm doing this. You guys know this already, so I'll just really quickly. 1 equals 3/2 x minus y. But with standard form, your a's and your b's have to be, what's the word? Counting numbers or whole numbers or whatever it is. It's stupid. So now we multiply everything by 2. So that gives us 2 equals 3x minus 2y. Or in other words, for some damn reason, 3x minus 2y equals 2. So these are your three forms and equations, ranked basically in order of how useful they are, right? So most useful, second most useful, third. So that's that, and I hope that was helpful.